Hello, everybody. I just wanted to show off Stephanie Vaquer before I add hype to her because I do have some substantial hype for her. I have the moment, and a lot of people like the black moves because of the bleed boost with that. So we'll look at that, but we're going to look at this gym damage setup that is a 2-click option for her. And we get 100% more gym damage with this. I got 150 title for her with the crossfire and. Oh, let me turn down the volume on the TV because nobody wants to hear that in the background. All right, so we got our crossfire plate anniversary, and then we have the Rainbow Crossfire for the Ultimate Plate. Now, I will say, without the anniversary, this is less interesting than I expected. But we could do some things to make it better. So, this was what I ran before. And while, yes, Julius has given us 60% and he's going to be the best for this spot, we're only utilizing 4 MP here because it's 5 MP moves. So let's go ahead and we could increase that. See, that's another person that's doing blue gems, but we're going to do 2 trainers because, well, I say that. Come the end of the month, you'll be able to do two trainers because Hall of Fame McCool would go in that first spot, and the second spot would be Old Dom right here for 40%. And then Michelle McCool would go into this other spot. Now, we can over MP her. But if you don't have that anniversary, let's see, McCool would give us another 40%. So you're looking at 80% instead of 60. So a 20% increase, getting you closer to that 80 million. My levels are not maxed, so let's go ahead and just do that. That with the star fill, and I would go ahead and say that you don't need the anniversary plate, but I'm going to run it at least this weekend unless I see it becomes a problem with reversals for multiplies. All right, so I always get this override. Let's go ahead and just show this off now. We are going to go ahead and over MP her. You know what? No, that'd be a little difficult to do. Never mind. We're going to just run it this way. 60%, we're missing 20%. There's no way for me to mimic that. So let's go here. And just so you know, on the back end, Yeet is doing 40% to blue gems. If you don't have Yeet, you could use Stunning Steve. And then we are getting 30% from Cody. So again, we could get an additional 10% from Stunning Steve if you have Yeet. I don't think we have another. You know what we do have? Gunther is 40%. So that could get us that 10%. And listen, 10% is not huge by any means. But it's one of those that she hits really hard. Don't get the mistake. But we're looking to 2-click. And to 2-click, she's hitting right on the border. I don't know why that clicked on him. Right on the border of good enough. Of course, against the ladies from the Evolution moment, she's going to struggle against that with the 2-click unless you have the anniversary plate, and that's just because we're about to show some stupid damage with this. Let's just go with Stunning. I don't know if there's another 40% blue. I'm going to have to look. All right, and we don't have to worry about the hype reversal here for this because Jade does not have any hype, so which is weird, right? You would think that they would have that fixed to where even at unleveled, it still counted, but it doesn't. So we're just gonna hit our cross break. That throws it out. No interaction with the board with this either. We're buffing our blue by 200%. Do our little flip. And there we go. We blow up the board. And let's see what we're doing on damage-wise. Pretty good cascade there. 184 reduced to 170-something. 2-click. I wish we could get some power creep like this for the men, like the ladies. Okay, the second way around, Lee from Champs Chat said this. He likes this setup, and that does free up your crossfire plate to go somewhere else. I'm not using it anywhere else, so I'm leaving it here. Start crossed, so I'm leaving it here for now. Lee likes triple black. So let's go ahead and show this off. There is a cascade risk with this, so for me, I'm less interested because of that reason. We have 5 MP though again, so let's go ahead and maximize our use of that. We're going to go woods. We're going to go with Apollo. You would go with Ray Phoenix. And you would go with Woods. All right, so here's the deal too. Say you don't have Ray Phoenix, because he is a recent S tier, S plus tier. If you have the moment, I'm going to go ahead and say 300% is more than enough. You don't need it. So let's go ahead and just take him out. And we are going to actually put in Santa to show an over MP. Actually, you know what? That's not good enough anymore. This would give us 5 MP, 6 for our turn. 5 MP moves. So, yeah, this used to work. That won't work anymore because of all the MP down people were just boosted up to minus 2 MP. With a middle line bonus, you'd have enough to over MP here, but we're just going to show it this way. All right, so right now, right off the bat, we are doing 28,408 something, blah, 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 for 3 turns. So we are going to go ahead and throw out the bleed. Make him bleed. We're going to throw out the power gems. But first, we have to increase our MP. That was not good placement whatsoever. This is why I don't like that set. And that was shame on me for putting it against the double green like that. Man. She just reloaded that sub. We're not doing that. We have health packs. Not even actually worried about healing her because this is either we cascade out or we kill her off. So let's go ahead and try this again. But like I said, it's with the cascade risk, there's no reversal for this, which is what makes it really good. You know, with the other one, we've got to watch for the new Michelle McCool. I don't know if people are going to actually use that new Michelle McCool or not. She's okay, but we're going to hit that bleed again. So now our bleed is stacked to right under 30 million, but it's for 3 turns. So 30 million at 3 turns is 90 million. But we doubled it. So it's 60 million times 3. So 60 million, that's 120, 180 million, something like that. So that we don't even really have to worry about this. Use a little fun move. We're going to go ahead and just do this because those power gems are definitely doing something. Yeah, and she bleeds out. So still a very viable move set, but it is one of those that, man, that cascade risk. So let's see what it looks like without the cascade risk. Can we take a look at this? Let's do Carmelo. We're going to remove this. And we want Mellow. And then on the back end, we've got 300% to bleed already. So let's show some love to the power gems. How strong are these power gems? 400,000 per. There are choose 5 by 1 area, like 2 rows. We are going to imitate Santa. That is 1.2 million per. So when we hit that, you've got 2 rows of 7. That should be what's that? 14 times 1.2 million. Let's go to a little calculator. 14 times 1, 2. This is a roundabout number. That's 16.8 million, and then we're doing that on top of the bleed. So, but we're hitting that. So this is why this makes this interesting, right? So we're hitting that. And this doesn't need a strap, by the way. We are going to bleed. We are going to skip the first. Throw that down. The bleed, just for reference, is doing 15 mil times 3 turns, which is 45 million on top of what we're doing here. So let's go ahead and try this out. We get to strike the board twice. So the first hit is here. The second hit is here. And it's going to bleed out. There is a possibility that somebody could kick out on turn 1. So the blue 2 click is obviously the way to go. Now, something that you can keep in mind with this, she does have a buff for a 3-click on the blue option, so you can keep that plate for the star-crossed off and use this buff. Let's see what we could do here. So the buff is doing 236 of bonus damage. That's not huge. Wait, is it deal damage, bonus damage? Okay. So let's go ahead and focus on that. And put in... Have I used that yet? I have not. So we're looking for Donatello, and we are looking for... I think it's Andre that does 100% cross break. There we go. Andre, the Titan Andre. If you don't have him, he is in the UCC for fairly cheap. It's... I don't know if he was ever given out for free. Then Donatello... So this would be your other girl that she does... What does she do? Donatello does 60%, so let's see if she's better. She does the same. Okay. Mine's obviously not leveled up, so we're not going to put her in, but... let's go to gem damage. And... Our buff's at 500,000. It is almost a full board. It's minus 14 gems. So it ain't nothing. There we go. Okay. And then on the front end, we're at a 5 MP. So we could take somebody like Julia. Perfect. She does 2 MP to there. Now watch this. Let's do... You could do your Dom here. These are all 5 MP moves. Perfect. We're just going to keep playing with low health. Let her heal herself over time. I wish I would have waited to put that cross break plate on her after I tried this, but I do like the 2-click option. So, alright. We're at 73.4 million. We're doing 851,998. That does... That was almost 30 million. That was 34 million. You don't need that anniversary plate. It's going to help us hit Redonkulous, but you don't need it. To 2-click, I'm still on the fence with that. I still like hitting really high with the health creep that has been happening. Now, granted, a lot of that's going to come with the females from showboats, but it also comes from anybody else on this women's evolution moment. So it's definitely something to keep in mind. I know people say, "Oh, well, overkill is overkill." Yes, but this with 100% health strap on mommy gets stupid. I mean, it hits stupid numbers. So being able to hit that high with a handful of characters, even EO, I've hit EO for like 120 million and she kick out in some feuds. It's these women that are on this card are all very strong individuals. So it's something to keep in mind. It's good to have something like this. I'm going to go ahead and keep that plate on her and do 2-click with her. But that's going to be, for me, you definitely don't need the plate, though. All right, that's Stephanie Vaquer. And, man, if you've got her gear, good Lord. I forgot about her having gear. Let's look at that real quick before we call it a night. It's, I think, 350% to blue. So we were saying 80 million roughly without the Starcross plate. So add another 350, and you're going to be hitting easily over 100 million. You're not going to be anywhere near that 200 million like what we just did with that plate. But man, if you do have that plate, you're now looking at some what's his name's numbers, Ilya numbers. Not quite, but it'll be pretty dang close. So that'll be good for any boss battle. You could just two click, two click, two click in boss battle and drain the boss with just her. And that's, you know, that's definitely something. It doesn't matter what the boss perks are. If you're hitting for 300 mil or something like that, I don't know if that gear will really give it that with the plates, but if you are, then you could just stack that over and over, and your second hit is going to be pretty close to a billion. Well, there's Vaquer. She's definitely fun to play. Um, let's. I don't think there's much else. We're not worried about a kick out. You could put that in. But the issue is she's not on a health moment. Her moment just gives bleed, gem damage, and move damage. So even if you put 100% health strap on her, which you definitely could with these plates, it's not going to be significantly higher unless there's something like 100% health and showdown defense. Uh, but she's good. She's definitely good, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Later.